Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, October 13th. Happy Friday, everyone. It is 6:18 right now. Market's going to open in about 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Got a few things here to update per usual. And we should be good to go. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, I've got a few moments for people to make their way. And as people start to join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on the weekly time frame. So we'll start off with this right here. Blue. On that red, going over to the 8 hour. That's good. Going down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Going down to the 30-minute. Down to the 15. Going down to the 10. And I think we are good to go. All right. Looks like we are good to go. Going back down to the 1 minute. And it looks like we're good. All right. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, October 13th. Happy Friday, everyone. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Randy. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Patricia. Morning, everybody. Closest level of liquidity is going to be up here at 33,931. It's more of a weaker liquidity. So, depending on how you want to use that. We have another liquidity down below over here at 33,787. So we got liquidity on both sides. This one's a bit farther. It's about a little over 1,000 pips away. So the lower liquidity is pretty far off, sort of. Looking over here on the clean chart, I think we had news this morning. So let me check the calendar real quick. We had news at 5:30. It was negative. Export prices were positive. Balance trade. So there's news at 5:30 and 6. You go and mark that up real quick. We had news over here at 5:30, which is right there. And then we had news over here at 6. We have a couple more news events over here at 7 o'clock, and that's pretty much it. Some low impact and some high impacts in consumer, Michigan consumer sentiment. So we got news at 7 o'clock right over here. All right, so we'll see how this day plays through. I mean, obviously today's Friday. You know, markets usually kind of iffy on Friday, so just keep that in mind, guys. A lot of people are going to be exiting the market for the weekend. So we'll we'll just see where this takes us. Anyways, volatility is very low right now. So if you look over here at the ATR is currently at 9 right now. It's extremely low pre-market. We'll see if this picks up on market open, but again, you know, there's no guarantee that'll happen. Looking over here at the news, there's only one news event for today. No Fed speakers today. Looking over here at the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently plus 120 points pre-market, but this can easily change on open. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 51% long. This indicates that 51% of retail traders are currently selling right now. This isn't necessarily a good thing. We typically want it to be above or below 65%. 65% will indicate that, you know, majority, not really majority, but a good amount of traders are on one side. Right now, it's pretty much flat and neutral. That's why the volatility is very low, because not a lot of people are trading right now. It's pretty much flat for the most part. So, I mean, we'll see what happens when market opens. But for the most part, I'll just put today's overall bias currently. So today's overall bias, retail sentiment is currently 51% short. So it is neutral. Fundamental bias, we're just going to put neutral for now. We're going to put plus 90 because it's going to change when market opens. So I'll put like plus 80 points. Short-term technicals, long-term technicals. All right, so looking over here on the short term, you can see the 1 minute is currently neutral, 5 minute is currently bullish, and the 10 minute here is currently bullish. So with that said, on the shorter time frames, we have a bullish neutral bias. Looking over here on the higher time frames, 30 minutes currently somewhat bullish, 1 hour is currently neutral, and 4 hours neutral. So we got a bullish neutral bias for short term and then neutral for long term. So you don't really have much of a bias today, guys. Yeah, some people were asking me yesterday about the bias. There wasn't really much of a bias yesterday, so there were no V1 entries. I think Vince asked me about the V1 yesterday. He told me to take a V1 and it lost. And then I asked him how did he take the V1 because there's no bias. And he thought, you know, just because there's two confluences that that'd be the bias. That'd be an equal bias, guys. In order for there to be an overall bias, you need to have 3 out of the 4, right? You can't have 2 of 2 because that's just neutral. You need to have 3 out of the 2 biases. So right now we only have 1 bias, which is short term, which doesn't make it an overall bias. So just keep that in mind, guys, when looking for the bias, because certain strategies do require a bias. Not all of them, but certain strategies do. Hey, Dad. Morning. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. All right, guys, looks like majority of people are joining in right now. So I'll give it a few more moments and then we'll see, you know, where this takes us. All right. That's good. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Today is Friday, October 13th. It is 6:28 right now. Market's gonna open in about 2 minutes. Looks like the majority of you guys are here so far. Basically, everybody who typically trades on Fridays. Friday is usually a less busy day. A lot of people try to take the week off early on Friday, so we're not gonna expect too many people joining in today. But for you guys who are here, we're ready to get started. So I've marked up liquidity over here. The closest upper level is going to be at 33,931. The lower level over here is going to be at 33,787, and those are going to be the closest two levels of liquidity. This level might get hit over here because the short-term bias, short-term technicals is currently bullish neutral. So if price decides to continue to climb higher, it's probably going to push up to that level of liquidity right there. So we'll see what happens when the market opens here. If price continues to remain bullish, we'll probably be using this as the high-low scalp level. This one already was used, so that's the closest level right there. All right, guys, market is opening in about 20 seconds. So looking at this right here on our regular chart, we currently have a bullish momentum signal. So if we get two green candles after open, that'll be the breakout V2. And then we'll look for the other entries here as well. So I'm not really looking to take the breakout. As I mentioned, we're testing the breakout, but it's not going to be one of my staples, at least not yet. The results for the breakout so far they're pretty decent still. They're at 53% win rate. They're not great, but I mean, it still does its job. So we'll see. All right, guys, market is now open. You guys can see this crazy candle right here on open. This is kind of what we were expecting. This is a typical Friday move right here. You can see where price pushed to, level of liquidity, right? Exactly where I warned you guys of. So if you guys took liquidity right there, I went straight to TP. Nice work to whoever caught it. Looks like Maria caught it. So solid work right there. I'm gonna go and mark up opening price right here. All right, so we're getting that big push to the upside right there. Again, if you guys are looking to take the breakout V2, I would probably be careful, guys. That candle's way overextended. It looks like it had a late reaction to the news right here. News was negative, but it still pushed up super heavily. Basically a manipulated push to the upside. I think a lot of people were expecting price to come down because the news event over here was negative at 5:30, but then price did the opposite and went straight up. So it pretty much just manipulated straight up. There's no reason for it to shoot up like that because the news here was all negative for the most part. So price technically should have came down. And you can see here, it's now coming down after it faked out all those people. It's now coming right back down to wipe them out a second time. So we'll see what happens here, guys. We're just going to be patient, wait for the market to stabilize a little bit. Yeah, there's no need to force anything right now. That high got broke, so price does come back down. Price set up for a high-low scalp V2. All right, so we got price coming right back down to where we kind of anticipated. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price over here on the clean chart. Once price kind of pushes around a bit, I'll mark up structure. Right now, there's just no point because price hasn't really moved around enough yet. But there goes a clean chart there. Here is the 5-minute chart. All right, so back to our clean chart over here. Yeah, so there was a high-low scalp V2. This is the one that I marked up. So if you guys saw that I marked this up a few minutes ago, I marked up the structure right there. Price came above, closed back below, filled it right there, and went straight to TP. I didn't take the position, of course. Typically for this entry, I'm waiting for the market to kind of stabilize a little bit. But if you guys did take the entry right there for the high-low scalp V2, it went straight through. Yeah, Maddie said it went way too fast. I agree. I wouldn't have taken it anyways because it's too early in the session. I would have to wait for it to kind of stabilize a bit before I can start looking for those types of entries. So yeah, at the moment, we're just waiting. If this here closes as a green candle, this will technically be the breakout V2. If you guys are looking to take it, feel free. I'm not going to take a position. The candles here just moved a little too crazy here on open, so I don't feel comfortable really entering anything right now because price can easily get faked out. You can see the fake outs right here. Price shot up, faked out, came back down, came back up. At this point, you don't know where price is going. Price can really spike up or spike down. So I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to use my skill to just pull profits from the market. This here is it's all luck, really, pulling some positions here. I mean, you could follow a strategy, but realistically, you're going to have luck on your side if you win any trades around this, particular moment. So we got about 10 seconds left on this candle. If this candle here closes green, it's going to be the breakout V2. If you guys are looking to take it, I'm not going to take the position. I'll follow it. We'll document it in our spreadsheet. But again, I'm not going to take this position here because of the crazy movement here on open. So there goes the breakout V2. If anybody is looking to take it, that's the position right there. I'm not in the position. I'm just going to record this for our spreadsheet over here. And we'll see. So I got to put some news over here. Let's see. Heavy bullish spike, manipulation on open, late reaction, some news. So I'm just putting that as a note there, so I know what was going on. Today was like a huge spike. The entry came up at 6:33. It's for a buy position, and we'll see what happens here. So it's still kind of bouncing around right here. The volatility is pretty decent. It's currently at 22 right now, so it's not horrible, but it's not great as well. So this one here is done with. If you guys took the high-low scalp V2, entry came up right there. Here is the breakout V2, still pushing up. Looks like it'll probably hit CP right now. Let's keep watching it. Nice. Dejan said he's been taking it on demo just to see how it goes in various markets. If he decides to take it every day, one and only trade, but it hit for him. Yeah. So full TP right here, guys. If you guys took it, nice work, Dejan, on taking that trade. So Dejan took the breakout V2 right here. If you guys decided to take it, it's a smooth entry. It's just I didn't feel comfortable with taking it. So if you guys took it, great work. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. I didn't take it either. It's not counting as an official trade. We're just adding it to our spreadsheet over here so that we can continue to document this trade so that you guys understand, what the win rate is for this specific strategy. So this strategy is pretty decent. I mean, if you look over here at the stats are pretty good for a one-to-one strategy. I mean, there's going to be losing streaks, but there's also going to be winning streaks. So it's currently at 54% win rate, total trades of 44 trades, 24 losses, 24 wins, 20 losses, total profit of 1,000 pips. So if you're just taking this as a one and done strategy, like Dejan said, you'd be up. This is a 3-month cycle too. So looking at the spreadsheet here, this is from August 14th up until basically October 14th. So total win-loss ratio of 54. I mean, if you just took these trades during September, you would have had a crazy winning streak. And it would just balance out. It's a type of strategy that would just balance out. Anyways, so there goes breakout V2. If you guys are looking to take the momentum counter scalp, you're going to look for a sell signal here. And once you get a sell signal, you're going to look for another two green candles. Once you get that, you're going to look for the buy. But right now, we just don't have anything yet. So I'll continue to look for those strategies as they come up. But at the moment, we just don't have anything right now specifically. The only two official strategies that we're applying, which would be the high-low scalp V2. I'll clean this up here. It's already done. And the momentum pullback scalp, but we are testing two other strategies: the momentum counter scalp and the intraday scalp. So let's see if sentiment here changed a bit. Okay, sentiment is now at 53% short. So this indicates that 53% of retail traders are selling. You can see a lot of retail traders are starting to sell. They're trying to catch the top. So with that said, you can see where the retail traders are thinking. Whenever you guys are trading and whenever you guys are analyzing the market, you have to look at it from a logical perspective, right? You can't just think of things randomly. The market doesn't move at random. I mean, it does move randomly. Sometimes there's random spikes, but the market doesn't move at random in general. So you'll get random spikes of manipulation here and there. But for the most part, if you look at retail sentiment, you can typically see the market do the opposite, as long as retail sentiment is heavy enough. Right now, it's not super heavy, but if it does pick up to like 60%, then, you know, we can probably focus on doing the opposite here. So, all right, other than that, if you guys have profits to share, you know, feel free to put them in the chat. So we got over here under team profits, we have Natasha, total profit of 617 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. She took the breakout V2, and then she also took liquidity push. So total profit of 785 for the day for Natasha, all wins. Nice work, Natasha. And here's the crazy thing with Natasha. So Natasha's trading on her phone. She doesn't even have any charts open. She just listens to my analysis. If I see prices going up, she climbs into those trades and then she gets out quickly. So I mean, she's found a way around it. She doesn't even look at the charts. She just listens to my live session every day. She takes trades and then she locks in profit. So I mean, if she could do that, and she's busy at work at the same time, you know, the possibilities are really endless. Like, imagine once Natasha has charts in front of her and she's able to do this full time. You know, it's a game changer. So nice work, Natasha, with taking those two trades right there. Nice. Here's Dejan over here. So Dejan said that he only takes it for 100 pips, so he gets in and out. Yeah, that's smooth, Dejan. If that's what you feel comfortable with, and that's typically what I feel comfortable with too, because you get your full TP, right? So you're pretty much solid. Dejan over here took the two trades, total profit of 2,230 for the day. So nice work right there, Dejan. And the thing with Dejan is that he's only on the YouTube right now, so he's delayed and he's still able to catch his moves. So nice work right there, Dejan. The total profit of 2,200 for the day. We have David over here, total profit of 2038. Nice work, David. All right, guys, solid work so far. There's no other entries for us to take here at the moment. Looking at current price right now, we're just waiting for price to basically pull back. Once it pulls back, we'll be able to look for a momentum counter scalp and then possibly also an intraday scalp. So. Yeah, exactly. Natasha said, man, if I could only watch the charts and listen to Sean. Yeah, exactly. Natasha's doing pretty good. If you look at her profit, she's pretty consistent. She's been trading a personal account and an FTO, I believe, and she's been pretty consistent. You know, I'd recommend just sticking to what you're doing, Natasha. Whatever works for you, continue to do it. There's no one way to trade. You know, if you're good at trading, just listening to my analysis and not even looking at the charts, I would recommend to just keep doing that, because the charts might just be too much. Hey, what's up, CJ? So you missed two entries that came up, CJ. There was a breakout V2 that came up. Let me see if I have. I didn't take a trade though, so I'm not counting it as an official trade. It's just a trade that came up. So we had the breakout V2 that came up right here, full TP, went straight through. I didn't take it because there was like huge candles before. And then also there was a high-low scalp V2 that came up right here as well, around this area. It came up too early though, so I wasn't ready to take it yet. Two levels of liquidity right here just got hit. I don't know if anybody else caught the next level of liquidity right there. So if you guys come to this session early enough, you guys will be able to identify liquidity, because I mark it up before the market opens. So if you come here early enough pre-market, you guys would have seen all these levels here marked up already. So the next level of liquidity pushed up right there. Two levels of liquidity got hit. High-low scalp V2 got hit, full TP, and breakout V2. So guys, just make sure if you guys want to copy these. Well, you don't have to get them from me. If you have the high-low indicator that I created, you can write up your own liquidity levels. But if you don't, you know, I do it for you guys here as well. Price is a bit overextended though. So if you measure from down here to up here, price is up 2,260 pips. It's pretty far up, guys. I wouldn't recommend pacing any buys right now. Price has to at least retrace back a little bit. So I would probably wait for the retracement before you guys decide to take anything here. So what I'm going to do here on the clean chart, or our main chart, I'm going to start marking up levels. So I'm going to start marking up levels over here so that we can identify some momentum pullback scalp entries. 60, 40, 20. There's actually a lot of levels here. All right, so we got a couple levels over here. I mean, price is super overextended from where it's currently at. So obviously I would not take any trades here. I'll wait for, the correction. Yeah, we do have a sell signal right here. So if this sell signal here closes and we get 2 green candles, that's going to be the momentum counter scalp. If you guys are looking to take that trade, it's not really one that I'm looking to take personally, but I'll mark it up for you guys. We still need to document it anyways. Yeah, it's kind of a tight move too. So we'll see. All right, looking over here at retail sentiment. Thanks, Maddie, for the heads up. Okay, retail sentiment is starting to pick up. I think price is going to correct back up. You guys can see over here that a lot of sellers are starting to hop into the market. It's now 56% short. It was at 51, then 52, then 53, now 56. You can see a lot of retail traders are starting to get suckered into the sell side. So, yeah, I would be careful with taking any sells today because I think price is going to swing back up. It might come down slightly, so it'll come down for a little bit. They're going to trap some traders on the sell side, and then they're going to swing price all the way back up. So, I mean, price might come down a little bit. They have to give them some hope. They need to drop price slightly to give people the idea that price is coming down. But I think this is going to come down slightly, and then eventually it's going to swing all the way back up. So just remember this area right here. This is going to be the target area for price to return to. So no matter how far it drops, it's probably going to return back to this area at some point, especially if sentiment continues to pick up on the sell side. So, we'll see. Nice, Randy. Randy said, kind of in a rush today, took my own win and heading out. Thanks, Sean. See you on Monday. Yeah, definitely, Randy. We'll see you back here on Monday. So nice win for the day. If you guys took any of the trades that we analyzed for today and you guys are happy with your profits, you don't have to keep trading, right? Today's Friday. You have to remember that Friday is one of the riskier days to trade because a lot of people are exiting the market for the weekend. So if you guys are happy with your profits, then you can hang out on this live session. Just just close your MT4. I just want to make sure, because the worst thing you want to do is make a lot of profit all week and then make a dumb mistake on Friday and just blow it. I feel like that's a common thing for a lot of people, which sucks because it shouldn't be that way. You should always lock in your profits, and then once you're happy, just think of it like resetting. Lock in your profits, then just close out for the day, and then reset for the next day or the next week. All right, so we have one green candle right here. If we get a second green candle, this is technically going to be the momentum counter scalp entry. I think a lot of things here are bullish right now. So yeah, the higher time frames are also bullish. So I think we have a bullish bias now for the most part. Let's take a look at sentiment again. Sentiment's still at 56. Fundamentals over here are very high. Bullish at 271 points. Let's put 200 points there. All right, so there's no green candle right there. And if price does swing back up, that will technically be a green candle for a momentum counter scalp entry. So if we get 2 green candles here, it's going to be satisfying the criteria for a momentum counter scalp. Right now, we don't have that. We currently have 1 green candle. We need a second one. So we need 2 in order for us to have that opportunity. Yeah, no momentum counter scalp there. Got one level right there. If a green buy signal comes up right here, this is going to be a setup for the intraday scalp. So if you guys are looking to take the intraday scalp, this will actually be a setup for the intraday scalp. If you're doing the ATR, it's going to be 26.26. So if you guys are looking to take this as the intraday scalp, that's another strategy that we're testing. We're testing the intraday scalp, momentum scalp, breakout V2. Breakout V2 already came up. It was a full TP. We're now looking for the intraday scalp here. If it closes with a buy signal, there's not going to be a momentum counter scalp right here. You're going to have to wait for the next one. All right, let me look at the criteria. I don't know if it's just once a day. Yeah. So if it doesn't come up right here, there's not going to be a momentum counter scalp. Okay, so there's two different scenarios here, guys. If the buy signal comes up, then there's no momentum counter scalp for the day. That's because you can only take the first one on open. If there's a buy signal that comes up and it's a valid buy signal with a green candle within it, it's going to be an intraday scalp. Those are the two different entries that are possibly going to be coming up right here. Once we have that, then we can start waiting and looking for the other entries that are our official entries, which would be the momentum pullback scalp and the high-low scalp V2. So there's just a lot of different opportunities here that are coming up. If price does decide to continue climbing up, target price point is going to be the next level of liquidity right there. So if this here closes with a buy signal, this will be an intraday scalp entry right there. See, ATR is currently 24, so it'll be 24.24. See if I could maybe here. It's a little too late to make entry. I can catch the last push of it if I can just go for like the last 100 pips or so. All right, so I just took it for a partial move here, guys. I followed into that move. I just felt like it was a good move because we were looking for a buy here. And I mentioned that the target price point would have been right here. I entered super late into the entry because I waited for it to pull back a little bit. I got in for a little partial. I just went for a quick 100 pips. I could have held on to it for longer, but I don't want to risk it, especially for like, because I do think price is going to push up to this area. There's so many confluences. You know, I marked up this whole area here. I said if price corrects back up, it's going to push up to this area right here, right? Also, on top of that, I also mentioned over here, liquidity, if price continues to climb up, target price point is going to be that level right there. And then on the icing on the cake here that kind of pushed me to want to take this trade was that the sentiment here is starting to pick up on the sell side. So I want to do the opposite of everybody. If everybody's hopping into a sell, I want to do the opposite and buy. You know, I would typically want to do the opposite of everybody else, and that's how we do well here. So I locked that in real quick. I didn't get the green strip, but I did lock in a full TP for about, actually some slippage. Went in for 100 pips, locked it in for 2,640. So decent prop right there. Partial. Jonathan's still in it. Okay, Sisu caught it for 100. Maria caught it for a partial as well. Jonathan was holding it on his phone. Yeah, it's just that the reason why I was also kind of worried about the entry here too is because of the volatility. It starts to die down a little bit. And I see Jonathan is trading on his phone, so it's a little difficult trading on your phone. I mean, depending on how you wanted to take it, if anybody wanted to take this as the original intraday scalp, you would just go for the 100 pips anyways, and that was what I was aiming for. I was aiming for the original strategy here for the 100 pips. So what I'll do here is I'll just go ahead and take a screenshot of this real quick, so I can put this. I took it as an original intraday scalp, not the ATR version of it, because the ATR version is a little far up. I mean, it's probably in a TP, but I don't want to take it for the full move. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here real quick. This is going to be for the intraday. I mean, it was more so of a pivot scalp than it was an intraday scalp. And I just took it for 100 pips. So we'll continue watching this here, and I'll also go and take a screenshot of my profits for the day. Nice. Natasha took it for 100 pips as well because she's on her phone. Solid. So it looks like a lot of you guys there took that trade. If you guys have profits to share, feel free to send them in. I'm logging into my social favorite tools right now so I can take a screenshot of all my accounts. Maddie said he's going to wait for a pullback. Completely fine, Maddie. And here he goes as it pushes up even higher. All right. Yeah, if you guys want to pull out in profit here, I mean, it's in profit like 200 pips already, so it's pretty close to TP. Otherwise, if you guys want to move your stop loss in profit, you could also do that too. It's just up to preference. For me personally, I would have pulled out when it got close to TP already because of the volatility. Usually this trade would hit right away within like the first minute or so. So there's a lot of opportunities to pull out here for profit. You know, this type of market here, you can see it's very choppy. And there's also news coming up right here at 7. So hopefully, if you had the opportunity, I hope everyone here pulled out in profit because there was a lot of opportunities that are pulled out as price climbed up right here. You just got to be smart about this type of market. You know, I mentioned this earlier this morning. Every Friday, I try to warn you guys that it's not the day to take risky trades. If you guys want to take partial moves or get in and out quickly, that's probably the best move. You know, that's why our fixed TP stop losses are set at 100 pips because it allows you to get in and out very quickly. But anyways, let me post up my profits real quick. I'm not in this position. I already pulled out way long ago. I mean, the trade's still running, but there is news coming up right here. And you can see that this trade has been running for too long. It's not even a scalp anymore at this point. At this point, it's going to turn into an intraday trade because it's been running for so long. Usually scalp entries have to hit within, you know, the first couple minutes or so. This trade's been running for an extended period now. All right, so let me just post this over here real quick. So here are my profits for the day so far. So let me just show you guys what I locked in real quick. So here is my copier accounts. Here's my first account, my funded engineer. I locked in 1,000 at 310. This is my FTMO, locked in 1,270 to 1,270 on my second FTMO, third FTMO, 1,270. My 200K account, this is my main account, locked in 2,640. This is my second funded engineer account, locked in 625. This is my personal account locked in 405. This is my TFF locked in 1,266 and my second TFF 1,266 as well. So those are my profits so far. I took it for about 100 pips, got some slippage, or for whatever reason, my FTMO MT4, I had it set at 100 pips, but for whatever reason, it closed me out at 2,000. So I got some slippage there, or not even slippage. I just got in at a better entry. And I made an extra 640 on top of that 2,000. So we got some more profits here from Johnny. No trades for the day so far. Not bad, Johnny. It's all good. Just got to be a little careful anyways. We have Natasha over here, total profit of 834 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Natasha. We got Delicia here, total profit of 536 for the day. Nice work, Delicia. And that's about it for right now. All right, so the trade's still technically running. Again, like I mentioned earlier, guys, if you guys are still in this position, you should pull out in profit when you have opportunity. There's news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. I know it's low impact, but actually it's high impact. It's Michigan consumer sentiment. So we got some really high impact news coming up right here. If you guys are still in the position, I do recommend pulling out as soon as possible, if you guys can, because this can easily shift the market one way or the other. So right here, their consensus is that it's going to be negative. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, you know, in the next couple of moments or so. But again, I wouldn't recommend holding on to any positions right now because the news is coming up shortly. Let's see, CJ said I took it for 100 pips because I only saw the pivot scalp and realized it was an intraday. Pivot scalp always has me in a chokehold. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, CJ. That's the main reason why I took it too, because it was above the pivots. So looks like everybody's already out in profit. So I think everybody's safe at this moment. This right here, I'm just going to document this trade. I didn't take it for the full move. Obviously, I'm glad I pulled out when it went up. But yeah, I'm just going to document. I don't know if the intraday scalp will be a great strategy overall. I think it's a decent strategy, but I don't think it is a great strategy in my opinion, at least not with the ATR. If you take it with the original TP stop loss for 1030, I think you're perfectly fine. But the ATR it's tough to trade it because you guys can see how it's always shifting, right? I think the entry happened over here. ATR was at 25, wasn't really that great. If you did the original 1030 split, I mean, you would have been perfectly fine. The market's not as volatile as I thought it would be this year or at this time of the year. So at this moment, I think it'd still be best to just use regular 1030 split for these entries. Entry happened at 650. That's for a buy. With a loss, negative 250. Spike. Open. Market flattened out. Move. All right, so I just try to put as much notes here as possible so that we can follow through with this. The win rate's not as great. It's at 50% right now. So I don't think this will be one of the staples. It was just one that we were testing because we wanted to see how it would play through for us. But I mean, if it doesn't play through for us, it's no big deal, right? So there's no entry here for a momentum counter scalp for the day. 10, 13, 23. There's no entry for the momentum counter scalp. Breakout V2 hit full TP if you guys took it. Full TP straight to profit target there. Intraday scalp on open over here. It got close to TP and then it got caught in news over here and it faked out down to the bottom. But other than that, that is about it. So we got news right here. And then I've got news right there. You guys can see the big spike to the downside. Let's check the news real quick and see what it was. It was negative like anticipated. So right here, you can see it was 68.1. They were forecasting it to be 67.2. It was actually a big drop. It was 63. So price did drop pretty heavily right there. And then we'll see if price continues to drop or if it's a correction to the upside. Looking over here at retail sentiment is now picking back up again. So it's now at 57. Again, I still want to do the opposite of everybody else. So we'll see if price swings back up. If it doesn't swing back up, that's completely fine. We can shift to a sell. So momentum, pullback, scalp. Right here. So we currently have a bullish trend right now. The trend is still bullish. So we're looking for price to correct back up and swing all the way back to the upside. You can see right here, we have a big green candle setting up for like a V2 variation. Once we get that buy signal, we're going to look for price to push up, retrace, and continue up higher. Once we get that, we'll be looking to take entry where available. So you guys have noticed that I've been trying to set up a one-to-one risk to reward for a while. It doesn't work well, right? It's like everybody always tries to ask for that for a one-to-one, and I've been trying to test these strategies to do a one-to-one. A lot of these one-to-ones don't work very well. The only one-to-one that I know that works pretty decent would be the high-low scalp V2. However, a lot of the other strategies that we've tested here, scalping just isn't, it's hard to do a one-to-one on scalping because the thing is we're going for these very quick moves. And a lot of times it doesn't really push in that direction, right? Unless you're measuring it differently. The ATR is good, but the ATR is always shifting. So you can see over here, I tried to use the ATR to make it a one-to-one, but on the 1 minute, it's very difficult because it's always changing. If you're trading on like say the 5 minute, 15 or anything higher, then yeah, the ATR is useful, but on the 1 minute, it's not as useful for identifying what a one-to-one TP stop loss should be. You just have to figure out what a fixed TP stop loss should be because that's going to be a lot more helpful. Like for what I've done here, I figured out for the momentum pullback scalp that, 1025 is probably the better option to just have a fixed TP stop loss. Same with the high-low scalp V2 over here. I have a fixed TP stop loss for 3030, but I can easily look at the market. And if the market's moving very slow, I can just adjust this to like say 1515 or 2020, right? It's not difficult for me to make those changes because I understand how the market moves. So we'll keep working at it, but for the most part, I think the ATR idea might have to get scrapped, because it's good to identify volatility, but it's not good to identify what the TP stop loss should be, because it's not always going to be moving at that same ATR. Like ATR right here can say 27 and price can just go sideways at like 10 for like the next hour or so. So we'll see. We'll see what we'll do with this here. But anyways, we're looking for a buy signal here. So the first thing we're looking for at the moment is we're looking for a buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, we're going to look for price to correct back up. So you can see how price is coming down right here. Once we get that buy signal, we'll let price kind of push up a little bit, retrace, push up higher. Once we get that set up, that's where our entry is going to be at. And that's going to be the momentum pullback scalp. Vice versa for the high-low scalp V2, we need price to push up to this level, fake out, and come back up. And we'll be looking for entry right there. Or if you want to take the original high-low scalp, you can also do that. And then take it for the 1030 split that we mentioned earlier. And then just get in and out very quickly. There's a lot of different opportunities here, guys. There's so many that the opportunities are endless, really, especially with so many setups here. So see how price came back down. It's retesting this level of liquidity. Price might bounce from this area and come right back up to where it was earlier. So we'll see. I mean, realistically, all we're waiting for is a buy signal. We need that buy signal. Once we get the buy signal, it'll give us some more opportunity to look for entries here. Yeah, Maddie said he likes the pattern of the pullback scalps and the moment and the high-low V2. Yeah, same here, Maddie. They're kind of the same thing. They're just different entry points. They're very similar in a sense. That's why I like them too. And I think that's why they flow well together, because we can look at both of them at the same time and we're pretty much looking for the same thing. We're not really looking for anything different. We're just looking for different entry points. So, all right, here is the clean chart. I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the zones here so you guys can see where structure is sitting. You got one zone right there. One zone right there. And another zone right there. All right, so you guys can see that price is now currently in a range. It's ranging between these two zones right here. There's not really too much to pull from here until we get a buy signal. We need that buy signal to confirm the continuation to the upside. You can see prices just ranging down here. So it's consolidating within this bigger range. The bigger range is up here, of course. This is the entire range. But the consolidation is happening down here. So we'll see where this ends up going, but right now we don't have a buy signal, so there's not really much to do here. So we just got to sit and wait. Yeah, Maddie said best to sit in this area. They might be trying to lure in some more sellers. Could go either way. Yeah, I can see that too. So the thing that I would look at would be the retail sentiment. Right here, it's 57. If this goes up to 58, 59, then you can know that a lot of retail traders are hopping back into those sells and they're trying to chase the drop. So this here could be a fake out, just like what Maddie said. What can happen here is they can just lure in some more sellers, drop price a little bit, and then fake out straight back up. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said lure in sellers and push back up. That's exactly what I'm seeing too. So you just got to be patient. You know, you don't want to play in this area where like there's a lot of uncertainty. You want to wait for some confirmation or some sort of direction, and then you can chase it in that direction. My opinion, I think I'm going to chase it to the upside. It might not happen right now. It might happen like later, but we'll see if this corrects back up, because this might just continue to go sideways. Wait, you can see it better on the clean chart. So see how price is dropping right here. Price can drop, fake out, and come all the way back up. So let's see, Maddie said the retail sentiment changed a little bit. It's at 57. Looks like it's moving between 57 and 58. But you guys can see this is the structure right here where the manipulation might happen at. Actually, no, I take that back. The structure is done with. It's no longer useful because it just broke a new lower low. So this is the actual structure right here. So again, this would be the structure to look out for. Looks like a V1 could be setting up right here, double body rejection. I mean, I wouldn't recommend taking it, but yeah, V1 pattern, right? If the overall bias is still bullish, which I think it is, I wouldn't take this trade here, but I'm just letting you guys know there is a V1 variation that's setting up right there. If you guys want to take it, that's at your own risk, but I wouldn't recommend taking it. So I mean, depending on what your risk appetite is right now, if you're feeling risky, I'm just showing you guys that there's a double body right there. It's a lower low. This could be a V1 variation. So I'll just mark it up. I'm not going to take this trade, guys. I'll mark it up. I'm just really curious to see where it goes. So there goes the V1 variation right there. See if it pushes up and goes to its TP. It's just kind of messy right here because of where it's currently at. This would actually be at 30, 1030. Yeah, because this is what I was mentioning earlier. So this area is going to be the area of manipulation. You want to be careful around the zone here because one of two things will happen. Price will break below, come back to opening price. This will be target area, or, you know, different scenario here. Price will just bounce off this area and continue climbing back up into this range. There's just too much uncertainty here. It's not one of the types of trades I want to be in. I like being in a trade where I'm like almost 100% sure it's going to hit. I don't like having the thought of being unsure. And I don't like getting lucky. I like winning because it's based off my analysis, not just off luck. So looking at the trade that I marked up, looks like it already hit TP. So I don't know if anybody took the V1 variation there. But it did hit TP right there. It looks like it barely tapped it. See. Nice. Natasha said she took it and she's now done for the day. Nice work, Natasha. So another win right there under Natasha's belt. She did pretty good today. If you guys, well, I'm sure you're going to give an update of your profits, Natasha. But so far, Natasha's had straight win. She had a bias for today. She only took buys. You can see over here, she's up 834. And she just took the V1 over here. She locked another profit. So nice work, Natasha. And she's done for the day. So that's a good Friday for you right there. Natasha locked in about, let's see, 1, 2, 3. She locked in about 5 trades. So 4 trades and then plus the one she just took right now. Nice work over here from Randy. Randy locked in a total profit of 240 for the day, all wins. Nice. Yeah. So Randy said he's going to go back to basics and just take 1 trade a day, which is completely fine. That's probably the smartest way to do it. So if you guys talk to a couple of people who passed, so like Gian just passed, he got funded on 200K account. You know, his goal is really taking 1 or 2 trades a day. The thing with Randy here, he had an issue because he was over trading a little bit, kind of falling into positions. So now he's going back to taking 1 trade a day and then wrapping it up. So Randy over here locked in 280 and he's just gonna, or 240, and now he just wrapped it up for the day. So nice work right there, Randy. With locking, you know, that 1 trade for the day. We got Kenneth over here, total profit of 660 for the day. Nice work, Kenneth. Solid profits right there, all wins. And other than that, we're going to keep looking for opportunity here. There's no entry yet. If the trend shifts to bearish, I think that's completely fine. We can shift to bearish too. There just isn't any confirmation of it just yet. I mean, the only problem if price does switch to bearish is that we have like, let's see, I guess it's not horrible. Closest level is going to be right there. It's pretty far down though. With a high-low scalping too. Yeah, Maddie said, yeah, usually he takes 1 trade a day and calls it. it actually helped me pass faster than I thought. Yeah, so if you guys look at Maddie, so Maddie is another person who took one trade a day. And if you look at his profits, because he posts his profits almost every day, if you look at the chat. So like Maddie over here yesterday, I think he took one trade, lock in 270 per account, total profit 1,600 across all the accounts. And then the day before that, he did the same thing, locked in one trade. Did the same thing the day before, locked in one trade. So you can see over here, Maddie's profits are very consistent. He's just locking one trade a day. And Maddie actually got funded on Tradeovate for 150K. So Maddie just got funded with Apex. So, you know, if this doesn't show you that it's possible, I don't know what will, because I've been telling you guys this since like day one. From day one, I told you guys take 1 or 2 quality trades a day, and that's all you need. Maddie got funded, Kip got funded, Gian got funded, who else got funded? Drew got funded. There's like 4 or 5 people that got funded within the past 2 weeks or so, because they've been taking like one solid trade a day. I mean, Drew was on vacation in like Italy or something. He was taking a Euro trip, and he was taking one trade a day, you know, getting funded. Yeah, exactly. Andrew said the scaling and top set will take a while, but it feels good to be funded. Yeah, and there's no need to rush. You know, that scaling plan, it's I like that I like it, and I don't like that they do it. I like that they do it if it's like your first time getting funded, because they kind of make it impossible for you to blow your account. But if you're good at trading already, like for me, for example, if I was to like get funded and then I wanted to take bigger lot sizes, it would like kind of slow me down, because I wouldn't be able to take those lot sizes that I like. But I think it's good for you, Drew, because this is like your first funded account. So it's gonna keep you in line with like staying like just discipline with your trading plan. So yeah, exactly. And Andrew said it's nice to be with a nice clear head. Yeah, because the thing is, when you guys are doing your challenge and you're trying to get funded, you guys feel the pressure to pass right away, right? So a lot of you guys want to pass your challenge within a week or within a month. But once you're funded, that's where the real challenge comes. Once you're funded, I think it's easy to get funded. For me personally, I can like literally add people's accounts on my copier and they'll just get funded. But once you get funded, I feel like that's the hardest part, because once you're funded, you start to get too overly confident. You start to get really big headed and you think you know everything and you know how to trade. And then you end up blowing the funded account right away. I see a lot of people get funded right away and then they blow it within the first week. So don't let that be you, and just, you know, stick to the game plan. Stick to whatever you did to get funded, and then, you know, those profits will just flow in automatically. It's just the process. So yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, Maddie said Apex has no scaling plan, which is cool, but still 6. Yeah, so Maddie, even though Maddie got funded, he still sticks to 6 contracts, which is half of a full contract size. So that's still smart too, Maddie. Yeah, staying funded is the hardest part. If you guys look at the data, I think FTMO and like a lot of other funding companies put up the data. There's only like, I think 10% of people who stay funded after like their first payout, or even after getting funded. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said when you get funded, that's when the real journey starts. I agree. All right, so let's see over here, guys. The trend has not shifted yet. We're looking for this red pivot to cross above all the other ones, so you can still expect a possible bounce. I think what they're doing here is they're still luring into more sellers. Let's take a look at the sentiment. Sentiment's currently at 57. Yeah, Daniel said that was him with Top Step. The scaling plan actually messed with his head, since he was looking at the low numbers and felt he started taking more risky trades. Yeah, that's usually the key, guys. So like, you know, if you're taking 1 or 2 trades a day and you have to like take a really small lot size, then it does mess with your head, because you feel like you got to take more trades. All right, so price pulled back to opening price. This is typically what happens. You guys are familiar with back to open. So it did what it typically does. It went straight back to opening price right here. So this might be where the bounce happens. Came back to opening price, and price might just correct from this area here. Sentiment's still the same, or actually sentiment kind of dropped a little bit. It's not 56% short. It's still not one-sided. So in order for us to have a one-sided sentiment, we need this to be above like 65%. It's still kind of neutral right now, so price can really go in either direction. But I mean, we'll have to see where people end up trading. If they end up switching over to the buy side, then price might continue climbing down lower. But again, there's no bias right now. I mean, with regard to sentiment, I'm going to start marking up some more levels here, because if price continues to drop lower, we'll have to trade down here. I got all the levels right there marked up. The volatility is high. So the reason why you can tell the volatility is high is because there's so many levels here. Typically, these levels are kind of spread out a little bit, but the levels here are very high. So looking at this here, we might start to get a shift in trend. If with this red pivot over here crosses over, then we'll have a shift in trend. If it doesn't, then that's completely fine. We don't need to force anything here. Yeah, at the moment, we just don't have anything. We have another level right there for a low. In case price does come down below. I'll make some adjustments here. I have 3 levels right here, but once price breaks whatever's the closest, I'll make some adjustments. I'll just delete these other ones here. So we have somewhat of a bearish bias or bearish trend. It's not really that strong, but it is shifting right here. So if you guys look over here at the pivots, the red pivot is now above the yellow pivot or orange pivot. I mean, you just got to be patient here, guys. So don't try to jump the gun. Don't hop into anything too quickly. Wait for a confirmation of a shift in trend. Once you have that confirmation, you can start looking for sells. But if price climbs back up, then this confirmation is just going to be invalidated. It's just going to swing right back up. So. Yeah, I'm just reading your guys' messages in the Zoom. So Maddie, C6 said that he's been testing our strategies to see if how to not ever violate the Apex accounts, and he's only been using 2 contracts and the scale plan within the threshold. So yeah, C6 said it's its own strategy within a strategy. Yeah, because once you have to figure out your lot sizing for that, it just makes it change it a little bit. All right, so price is starting to shift back up. The sentiment here is back to 55% short. It didn't really change too much, but it did change. So, I mean, it wasn't strong to begin with, but it's still around there. Let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. The fundamentals are still bullish. They're up 165 points. It's nothing crazy, but they are still up. Maddie mentioned that the high-low scalp momentum just hit. I don't know if anybody was looking at that, but there was a high-low momentum scalp that just came up right here. There's a lower low, price broke and closed above pivots 1 and 2. So if you guys took that for a quick buy, it looks like it went straight to TP for 100 pips. Yeah, straight to TP right there. All right, so it looks like we do have a bearish trend now. If price continues to climb down lower, we may have this bearish trend. And if this is the case, it might set up for a high-low scalp V2. So we do have a bearish trend here. If we get a sell signal over here on our main chart, we'll be able to look for a momentum pullback scalp as well. So we need a sell signal, and then we need price to, come down lower. All right, so waiting game. It's currently 7:22 right now. As we continue to wait for this to come lower. Hopefully the volatility stays high. If it doesn't, it's going to slow down a little bit. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and start taking individual screenshots of my accounts for the day so far because the market is kind of slow. Just in case, I don't end up getting into anything later. So this is my funded engineer. FTMO. We're just waiting for it to come down. We're waiting for a sell signal for the momentum pullback scalp, and then we're also looking for price and breaking close patch structure for the high-low scalp V2. So it's really just waiting, guys. There's nothing we can really do at the moment. We just got to wait for this to come through. Once it comes through, then we'll look for possible entry. All right, we have a pending sell signal right here. Hasn't closed yet though. Still hasn't closed. You guys can see the volatility starting to die down. This is where you want to be a little careful because a lot can happen when the volatility dies down like that. ATR still at 23 though. Sell signal didn't close, so there's no momentum pullback scalp yet. We still have an opportunity here for a high-low scalp V2. Again, we're just waiting for it to come through. All right, so we have no sell signal. In order for us to have a momentum pullback scalp, we need that sell signal. In order for us to have a high-low scalp V2, we need price to come down lower. If price continues to pick back up, then we might have another level down here to look out for. But right now, we just don't have it yet. So I'll post up my profits real quick. Or let's take a look at everybody else's first. I think we look at that. So I'll put my profits over here. Here is my first funded engineer account locked in 1,310. So that's my first funded engineer. Here is my FTMO locked in 1,270. Second FTMO 1,270 as well. Third FTMO locked in 1,270. This is my main account, my main 200K account, locked in 2,640. Here is my second funded engineer account, total profit of 625. Here's my personal account, locked in 417. Here is my first TFF locked in 1,300. And don't worry, guys, I'm still looking at the chart, so we're not missing anything here. And then my second TFF account locked in 1,300 as well. So those are all my individual accounts so far for the day. We just took that one trade. Nothing for us right now at the moment. Let's see. Vince is asking, would you say bias is neutral right now, Sean? Let's see. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Neutral. Yeah, for the most part, it's kind of neutral right now because there's not really much of a direction for retail sentiment. Retail sentiment usually anchors price over, or like the bias. Right now, it's currently neutral. So retail sentiment's neutral, fundamentals are bullish, short term is neutral, and long term is bullish. So I would say right now it is neutral. You need to have at least 3 out of 4 to have, at least a bias that you can trust. Right now, I wouldn't say it's a bias you can trust because, the short term is kind of shifting around a bit. You can see right here, it's kind of bouncing around. But right now, like at this very moment, it's still considered kind of neutral because of the 1 minute. If the 1 minute was above the pivots, it'd be different. But the 5 minute here is somewhat bullish, but it's in the middle of the pivots, and same with the 10 minute here. So I would say for the most part, overall would be basically neutral for now at the moment. All right, so we're still looking. There's nothing for us to take here. We're looking for a sell signal here. Until we get a sell signal, we can't take a momentum pullback scalp. Over here for the high-low scalp V2, we need price to come down, breaking close past structure, fake out, and come back down. Until we get that, there's just nothing for us to take here right now. So again, we're just waiting for this confirmation here to come up. And from there, we'll see if there's anything we can take. $7:30 right now. Let me check if there's any news. Nope, no news for today. News pretty much done. The only problem here is that we're getting a lot of consolidation and range of movements right here. So let's go over to the clean chart. Yeah, there's not really much going on. You guys can see over here, it's just ranging. So now it's in a huge range. You guys see this big range right here? This is like the range for the day, basically. There's no direction. So market opened right here at 6:30. Price came up, faked out, came back down. And now it's faking out again right here. So see right here where it's just consolidating. It hasn't established another zone up here just yet. There's probably a zone here. If I turn on the other high lows, there's probably like a lower high right there or something. Yeah, see there's a lower high right there. So technically there is a zone right here and price is currently ranging, but it's not very strong. So you can see that price is just consolidating around this lower area here. Price came up, created a huge range, and now it's just consolidating around this area, which is not exactly where you want to trade in, because if it consolidates right here, this just means that price is going to get tighter and tighter, right? And when it starts to squeeze like this, what happens after the squeeze? It breaks out. And that's not exactly what you're looking for if it's not in your direction, because it can go in your direction or it can go against you. But again, like I mentioned before, I don't like trading when there's uncertainty like that. I want to know for sure. Like if price is coming down, I want to know for sure it's coming down, right? Like I'm probably not going to enter anytime within this area right here. I'd probably wait for price to break out of this area, and then I'll make my entry, make my entry up there or make my entry down here. I'm not going to get suckered into this little area here where I end up on the wrong side. So this area right here is not a good area to trade in. Some people like to trade breakouts out of like these ranges, but I feel like a lot of fake outs happen around those times. So for me personally, I don't like trading around these ranges. I like to wait for price to break out of it, and then I'd like to see price continue in that direction or some sort of continuation wherever it goes. But yeah, right now there's just nothing for us to take. Price is kind of just going back and forth right now. The trend is still bearish, but it's going to be tough here to play with. It's now 54% short. You can see price is starting to come right back up. So people are pulling out of the sells, going into the buys. You can see here that price is now back above the pivots. There's still no sell signal, so it wouldn't even matter. There's no entry we could take here for the momentum pullback scalp. The only thing we can really look at here would be the high-low scalp, but even in this case, it's not really clear. There's a bunch of levels right here, but there's no real confirmation that price is actually going to continue dropping, or if it continues to climb back up and correct to where it was earlier. Because technically, the correction is like way up here, right? Price never fully corrected. It kind of just faked out, and then it swung right back down. And then it faked out again, and now it's coming right back up. So if anything, If price does decide to climb back up, I think target price point for this would be somewhere around this area right here. Right there. So if it does climb up, that's where I'm expecting price to go to. It's going to go back to where it was earlier. All right. Well, this is Friday for you. I mean, there's not really too much to expect here. It's just Friday market. A lot of uncertainty, just a lot of back and forth movement. If you guys look over here on the clean chart, this is a clear example of like not there being any direction, because market opened right here at 630, came back down to baseline, and now it's trying to stay above here. So I do see that it's trying to stay bullish, but it's having trouble getting past, certain areas. Or not really, it's not really having trouble, it's just the volatility is low. If there was volatility and there was actual power behind this push, it would just continue climbing super quickly, right? It'd take bigger strides. Like what happened over here. The push already happened earlier, and it's trying to get back up there, but it's not really having much luck because there's just no volatility in the market. You guys can see each candle here is getting smaller and smaller. See how many of these candles are compared to these? Candles were big right here on open, and then now they started to slow down, and now they're very slow. There's like maybe one big candle and then a bunch of slow candles. So again, we're just going to wait. Looks like the new zone over here just got established. I'll change it a little later. I'll just let it breathe a little bit before we make any adjustments. But you guys can see over here that it's starting to correct back up. You guys can see how these pivots are starting to shift back up. Once this red pivot crosses below all the other ones, there may be opportunity for buys instead, which is fine because I was more inclined to take buys anyways. I didn't really want to take any sells to begin with. I mean, we'll see. Let's make some adjustments there. All right, so there goes the structure now. So we don't have anything here. The trend hasn't shifted. We still have a bearish trend, but there's no opportunities for a buy. Same with the high-low scalp V2. There's just nothing here. Even if we were to get a bullish trend here, there's no levels here for us to use to identify the high-low scalp V2. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's currently 7:36 right now. It's getting closer to 8 o'clock. As we get closer to 8 o'clock, there's just not going to be very much volatility. You guys can see the volatility is dying down super heavily. Each candle here is pretty small. The ATR is currently at 21. Earlier it was at 25, 26, 27, 28. And you can see the market just gets slower and slower and slower as we progress closer to 8 o'clock, which is normal. It's nothing new. We typically, we're usually done by looking at our entries by like 7:45 anyway. So if we don't get any entries from now until 7:45, there's probably not going to be an entries from now until 8. So we'll sit tight. We got about 10 minutes till then. But if there's any questions that you guys have or anything that you want me to cover, anything that you guys are confused about, let me know. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys have just joined the Discord, make sure that you guys go up top here where it says Kodi Kai Trades, click on show all channels, because if you don't have that clicked on, there's not going to be anything on there, right? It's just going to have a couple channels right here. But if you click on show all channels, it will show you every channel here. And also, if you guys want to go and just review the trades that we took for today or the trades that we've taken all month, just go to the Discord, go to Trading Journal, go to 2023 official live trades, click on this Google Doc right here. And once you click on that, it'll give you access to my spreadsheet. It has all my trades here that I've taken for the month of October, the month of September, August, July, all the way up until January. And if you're curious, like what strategies we're applying, that's going to be your cue to go and take a look. So I'm just going to put in the entry that we took today. So what did I take today? I forgot. It was an intraday pivot scalp. Okay. Entry happened at 6:53. was for a buy when there's today pivot scalp. All right. There we go. All right, so let's see what happens here. I mean, the trend is still bearish, guys, so still got some opportunity here for a possible sell. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said, look at all those greens for October. What a beautiful sight. Yeah, definitely, guys. This is why I like documenting my trades, because this kind of gives me a reminder that, okay, we're doing pretty good this month. Because like for this month so far, I feel like I'm not doing so great, but if I look at my spreadsheet, I'm actually doing pretty good because I haven't lost a trade this week, and the wins just keep stacking up. So I mean, it's been pretty decent for the month of October so far. So we have a pending sell signal right here, guys. If the sell signal closes, it's going to be a possible opportunity for. Never mind. As soon as I said that, it didn't close. It would be a possible opportunity for a momentum pullback scalp over here. And then we have the high-low scalp V2 over here if price comes back down to these levels. So I'm going to go ahead and add up my profits for the day and the week so far. So 1310, 1270, 1270, 1270, 2640, 625, 405, 266, 1266. All right, so a total profit of 11,322 for the day so far, just that one trade that we took. And then for the week, I'm currently at 4340, 4340, 4440, 4390, 9380, 2120, 1365, 4331, 3364. So total profit of 38,070 for the week. So for the day so far, just these trades I took today, this one trade, blocking 11,000. For the week so far, I'm up 38,000. So not bad. I didn't take too many trades. I took a couple trades and then I kind of just went from there. And a lot of them weren't really like full TPs either. They were partial. So if I took full TPs, I would have made a lot more. All right, we have a possibility of an opportunity here for a high-low scalp V2. We also have a pivot scalp, a momentum pullback scalp here that's setting up as well. I'll try to go back and forth between the two, but see what I can do. All right, so this candle has to break and close below this level. If it doesn't break and close, it doesn't confirm. So no confirmation there yet. Over here on our main chart, in order for us to have a momentum pullback scalp, we need a green candle to come up. If the green candle closes below this black line, the entry is going to be right here at the 40 mark. That's going to be for the momentum pullback scalp over here. So again, we're looking for this candle right here to break and close below the level. Once it breaks and closes below the level, we're going to look for a fake out. So we need price to break and close below here, fake out, and come back down. And that's where the entry would happen. Thanks, Maddie. I know it's been pretty solid. All right, so we're using this top level right here. If this does break and close below, there's two levels that this candle broke past. This is the closest one, so we're gonna have to use the closest one up here. All right, so this one's not being used. We need price to push back up, close above here. And then once it comes back down, we'll look for that continuation. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said you might get a pullback scalp before the high level. We just got to see. Yeah. So we're looking for a green candle here, guys. If we get a green candle here, the entry is going to happen at the closest level. So if this candle right here has about 30 seconds left on it, again, you got to wait for it there. It's got about 20 seconds left on it. Again, it has to be green. If it's not a green candle, there's not going to be opportunity there. All right, there is no green candle there, so there's no opportunity for entry yet. We have another green candle here that's starting to set up. Again, we have another minute to go. This as well. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. We need to cross up within the next I mean, that's 3 candles. It has a lot of time still before we get to that point. So these might overlap a little bit. ATR is currently at 22. We got 24 seconds left on this candle right here. Okay, if it closes above this black line, it's too high. I'm not going to enter trades here because the momentum signal is down here. So this candle has to close below this black line right here. If it closes below, the entry is going to be here at the 40 mark. Check over here real quick. There's going to be 2 different opportunities that are coming up right here, guys. So I got to watch this. I don't think I'm going to be able to look at both here. So I'll have to see. All right, there's 2 entries that are currently running. There's one right here for the momentum pullback scalp that's currently running in profit. And then also we have the other one that's currently running as well. I wasn't able to get into it. I was trying to get into it manually, but let's see, I didn't have time to put a pending order. Just moving a little too quick. All right, I had to pull out of this trade here, guys. I just couldn't focus on both at the same time. It just kind of threw me off. So I just pulled out. I hit TP here and I pulled out manually. I made my profit on this trade right here. The trade's still technically running, but there's too many things happening at once. And I didn't want to get kind of blindsided by having this still running. But there's 2 trades running right now. Momentum pullback scalp here hit full TP. I took that one. Let's see. Locked in 760. Probably got slippage on the other accounts too. Yeah, so it looks like I think they worked out in my favor. I hope so. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like they all worked out in my favor. I ended up entering into this trade. It just happened too quickly. There's too many trades. They were happening at the same candle. The high-low scalp V2 is still technically running right now, guys. So if you guys are still in position, you guys can hold on to it. Or if you're happy, you can pull out and profit. I just wasn't sure which one I wanted to hold on to because the entry happened at the same time for both. And I just ended up pulling out of this one for 100 pips. So I'm happy with my profits. I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick. But technically the high-low scalp V2 is still running in profit. If you guys want to pull out in profit, pull out. It's Friday, guys. I wouldn't recommend taking anything too risky today anyways. But I'm just going to count this one as my trade because I pulled out when I hit TP. When I saw price drop below here, I was like, all right, for sure, I got to pull out of this trade because it was already way past TP and it hasn't pulled me out because I wasn't able to adjust my TP stop loss on MC4. But we'll see. I mean, the volatility is still low. I think price will probably continue dropping, but again, this is probably going to take a while before it hits. So we'll continue watching it here. But let me give you a little update here and then also update my profits as well. So this right here was for momentum pullback scalp. All right, looking over here at the team profits, we have Vince. Vince took the trade, total profit of 455 for the day, all wins. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. The trade's still running, guys. It looks like it's probably gonna run its full TP. This is a trade that I actually wanted to hold on to, but there's just too much going on. So I ended up pulling out of this one full TP. So we'll continue following it. If you guys are in this position, if you guys want to pull out again, pull out and profit, it's already a halfway. I would personally pull out already. If it was me, I would pull out because I would have been happy with what I got. But if you guys want to keep holding on to it, it looks like it'll probably hit TP. It's just one of those days where the volatility is too low. Typically, I'm used to this hitting like right away. But it's been kind of dragging along with this lower volatility. If you guys want to hold on to it as well, you can move your stop loss and profit. You know, it's just up to preference. Everybody has their own preference. So I'm giving you guys all these different opportunities. Move your stop loss and profit, pull out and profit, or just hold it as is. All right, so let me just give a little update over here too on the spreadsheet. So we had one more trade right here for a momentum pullback scalp. I'm just going to estimate the time. I'll just say 7:42. thing, sorry. 10, 13, 23, 7, 42. This was for a sell when 100. Right, so all wins for the month of October so far. It's been a pretty good month. All right, so the trade's still running. Looks like it's probably gonna hit TP. Yeah, it's about to hit. And I hate and I like when the trades come up on the same entry because it came up like right at the same time. So it's hard for us to look at both. But I like when they do come up at the same time because it's like a double confluence, right? You have two strategies that have high win rates, and there you go, full TP on the high-low scalp V2. If you guys held on to it, congratulations to you guys. You guys got some balls of steel to hold on to that trade. I mean, I knew it was going to come down. It's just I didn't feel comfortable with holding it because it's getting close to 8, and then also it's Friday. If today was like a Wednesday, I'd be like, okay, hold on to the position. But today's Friday, so I didn't necessarily feel comfortable with it. So I'll just give another update here so that we have documentation of the trade because we were looking to take both. And this one right here is going to be for the high-low scalp V2 at 300 because we were looking for both entries. I mean, we just didn't have the opportunity to take both at the same time. So I put both right there. I'm going to go and put this on the spreadsheet for today. Entry came up. I'll just estimate the time, 7:42. That was for a sell, win, 300. Solid. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap this up, guys. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, looks like we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. So I'm just gonna go and take an updated screenshot of all my profits, and then from there, we will wrap it up for the day. So yeah, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, any concerns, I mean, anything really, just feel free to ask away. Yeah, the profits for the week and for the day are pretty solid on my end so far. It's pretty nice. And let me just take my individual screenshots real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Engineer. Check my FTMs. All right, the FTMs are kind of slightly different. I mean, profit's profit. I can't really complain about having different profit, same thing. Yeah, so like what I was saying before, guys, you know, if you can focus on just like 2 good entries a day, that's like really all you need. Like that's what I did today. We took 1 good entry and then another solid entry, and I'm pretty much done. Took 2 trades. And then once I add up my profits, you guys will see that it adds up. You don't even have to have this many accounts. You can have like 1 or 2 accounts. Or like I mentioned before, you have to just max out your FTMO first. Once you max out your FTMO, I mean, it's pretty nice because then you have those that are like, those are probably not going to go anywhere. All these other funding companies are kind of risky because they can just get shut down or something can happen to them. So. And now I got to add up my profits again. I thought I was done, but it's all good. I like doing it. right. Yeah, we had a great week so far, guys. Overall, it's been pretty solid. I think, well, everybody here should have a pretty great week. I don't know. It's impossible for anybody here to not have a great week because we didn't have any losses this week. We haven't had any losses for the entire month of October. So this whole month should be a great month for you guys so far. Yeah, this thing dropped even further. You guys see that? I didn't even notice that. Damn, there was another level right there too. Yeah. So actually not that one, would be this one right here. So level that actually didn't establish an entry, but this thing dumped down pretty nice. Anyways, let me just copy this over real quick. We have some more team profits here. So we got Delicia, total profit of 647 for the day. Nice work, Delicia, all wins. We got Kevin here, total profit of 464 for the day, 100% win-loss ratio. Nice work, Kevin, all wins. We got Nathan over here, took some partial profits with no L's. Yeah, Nathan said, I've been taking partial profits the whole week with no L's, so he's good with that. Total profit of 330 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Nathan. And we got Maddie over here, total profit of 1,980. Locked in 330 per account, added up to 1,980. So nice work right there, Maddie. We also have Andreas over here, total profit of 430 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. And then last but not least, my profits over here. So here is my accounts, all my accounts put together. By locking right there. Here is my funded engineer account, locked in 1,730. My first funded engineer. My FTMO locked in 1,750, all wins. Here's my second FTMO locked in 1,800. Third account, total profit of 1,750 as well. Here is my main FTMO account, my 200K, locked in 3,400 for the day, all wins. Here is my second funded engineer account, total profit of 830. Here's my personal account, locked in 564, all wins. Here's my TFF, locked in 1,732, all wins as well. And my second TFF account, total profit of the same thing, 1,730 for the day. So pretty solid trading day. Yeah, we did pretty good, man. We're doing pretty great for the month and for the week and for the day and for whatever it is. I mean, this whole month has been great, all wins. Today we took, some solid trades. All right, so let me just add up my profits real quick. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll just add this up real quick. So let me just clear this up. So for the day so far, 1,730 plus 1,750 plus 1,800 plus 1,750 plus 3,400 plus 830 plus 540 plus 1,732 plus 1,732. Total profit of 15,264 for the day so far. And then for the week, we have 4,760, 4,820, 4,970, 4,870, 10,140. Damn, we added up. 2,325, 1,500, 4,797, and 3,830. Okay, so total profit of 42,012 for the week so far. So 15,000 for the day, 42,000 for the week across all of my accounts. Again, like I mentioned, guys, you guys don't have to have multiple accounts. If you just have one account, so say for example, you have one FTMO account with 200K, you could lock in 34,000 or 3,400 for the day, 10,000 for the week. I think that's pretty good, right? For one account. And then if you want to add on multiple accounts, I even added on my personal account, everything adds up over time. So my main goal is to get you guys to this point, have one account first. Once you have one account, add 2 accounts, three accounts, 4 accounts, 5 accounts, 6 accounts, personal account, everything. And then you guys can be on the same level. There's no reason for anybody to not be profitable this month. We've had no losses, all wins for the month. The only reason you should not be profitable is if you take your own trades and you just didn't listen to our analysis here on the live. So, all right, guys, other than that, I don't see any other questions here. If you guys have anything else, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I think we're going to wrap this up for the week. It's about to be 8 o'clock. So, all right, guys, great week, great month, great everything, great year so far. What I'd recommend is to just not trade for the rest of the day. It's Friday, so just take your weekend now and just wrap it up. Come back on Monday fresh, and we'll be back on the charts as usual. So, all right, guys. Other than that, have a great week.